Good morning. Good morning, sweet friends. It's so early in the morning, and I know you're probably not up yet, and that's okay. Y'all can watch me later, but I got to get on this. Here's my leftover biscuit dough. Y'all know what I'm going to do. And it is so squishy because it was biscuit dough. Let me show you. Have y'all made my biscuits yet? Have you watched the video and you made my biscuits? You see how gooey that dough is? Y'all see how gooey it is? Well, when I used my leftover biscuit dough, and this was in the freezer, I took it out last night so I'd have it. I literally hold my plastic wrap like this, and I put flour on it. I'm putting all-purpose white lily on this to make it not sticky anymore. I can't work with it like this. So what I'm going to do is this. I put some flour on it. I want to ask y'all, I would really like to know how many of you have made the biscuits and how many of you have made the fried pies. And if you haven't, I want to know why, because I want to help you to be able to do that, okay? And so if you'll tell me why on this video, I'll think, well, this is why they can't do it. And so then I can work on it. See how I'm doing it down like that? Let me get you down a little bit. I've been up a long time. I've already had a cup of coffee. I looked at the news for a few minutes. Good morning, Ruth and Emily. Y'all are up watching so early. Are y'all from Georgia? Oh, here's the North Carolina. Y'all got snow this morning, hadn't you? Have you got snow? Are y'all sharing this? Can you share lives? I don't know if you can or not. I don't really know. Sue, do you know? Little Brachin Champagne, me? I don't know how to say that last name, darling. I know how to say Anna, though. Are you? Did you do a great job? Listen, the biscuits are so easy. Scroll back on Cooking with Brenda Gantt. When you follow me, if you're following the right page, when you scroll back, you can find it. You'd probably say making a biscuit or breakfast. I don't know what I put on there. You have to put a title, so I put something. And I want to tell you this. You people that have been cooking these one-pot meals, now listen up carefully. You can make a Hot Pocket this same way with the meals that you've already done. Now, let me tell you how to do it. From New Jersey. That's Nancy from New Jersey this morning. Happy Saturday to you too, darling. I've got some guys that's going to come over this morning and work for me. They're going to cut some limbs off. We're going to try to pick these limbs up in the yard and get them burning. If they're not too wet. It rained all day yesterday. All right, so listen. If you've got some leftover dough and you cooked a pot of beef stew, or you cooked some chicken and rice, or you cooked some of that stuff and you have some left over, simply take you a golf ball size of this dough that you've got left, add you some flour so it'll be good and stiff, and take you out your leftovers. Now, I've done this with George. He loved them. We made us some out of beef stew one time. You can't have it soupy in there, so what you do is this. You drain it and just leave all your vegetables and stuff in and that good flavor. Then after you do that, you put a dollop, maybe a heaping tablespoon in the middle of this dough right here. And add you a little bit of grated cheese in it. Then close it up, seal it with water. Seal it with water like I showed you. Here's my little water right here in this little bowl right here. Y'all like that little bowl? I do. And I'm going to just put a little bit of water around the edge of one side of my dough. All the way around. And I'm going to take apple pie filling because I'm making apple pies. But you can take your leftovers, y'all, put it in the center like that. I got you sitting on a different container today. You made me wobbling a little bit. And then pull this over like that. Pat it down. Make sure your hand's got some flour on it. Cut off the edges so it'll be nice and pretty. Don't cut them too close though, because it'll open up when you put it in your grease. And you put your fork in your flour like this to make it, where you could do. And pat this down. And you've got you a homemade Hot Pocket. Now you can make it out of whatever you've got. If you did this week, you did a hamburger helper for your children, well, you probably got some of that left, see? And you can take that and make them a Hot Pocket with that. You can do this, y'all. All right, let's talk a little bit about something else, because y'all have seen this a bunch of times. You don't know what to do. I stayed inside all day yesterday. I didn't even stick my nose out the door. My mail is still in the mailbox. I've got to get it today in case there's any bills or something I need to take care of. Anyway, I didn't go outside. I stayed inside. I had a blanket over my legs to keep me warm. I did get dressed. I talked to Carol yesterday, my friend from Tuscaloosa. She said she was having a sewer problem, that all the pipes and all the things when you flush your toilet was not going through because it was frozen up on the outside part. So they had to call a plumber over there and try to get that fixed. Then her internet went out. So Bill had to call and get somebody to come do that. I'm telling you, if it isn't one thing, it is another, isn't it? Y'all have heard that? If it isn't one thing, it's another. But anyway, make your fried pies. Make your Hot Pockets for the children. Some of y'all, your children aren't even going to school today. Well, no wonder they're not going to school today. It's Saturday. I forgot about that. No wonder y'all are sleeping in. I forgot it was Saturday. I have to work on Saturday too. Some of y'all been asking, when do you cook, Brenda? I cook on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday every week. This is when I do this. And on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we wash sheets and towels and clean toilets and vacuum. When I say we, it's Gloria and I. She doesn't help me on cooking days. She just helps me on the cleaning days. And that's it, and that's how we do it. Unless I got a tremendous crowd or something, or some kind of party, I might say, come and help me, Gloria, and she will. But she's home today doing her own house, taking care of her own husband today. She lives about, I don't know, maybe probably 15 miles from here, maybe a little less, something like that. And she drives in. She came in yesterday with a new coat on. She says, it's cold. I stopped and bought me a coat yesterday afternoon. A real big one. So it was nice. I liked it. It was cute too. Looked really warm, and it came down as long as her fanny. So she had everything warm. She had socks on and all that stuff. Because it was kind of raining yesterday. And I told her when she left it was kind of raining then too. I said, take one of these garbage bags and put over your head. Keep your hair dry. She said, no, I'm just going to run. I said, okay. So she ran. She just ran right out. But I know that a lot of you have been in for days and you're getting stir crazy. You're getting stir crazy, aren't you? Because you want to get out and do something in the yard or do something. So today you just going to have to get in the kitchen and bake something. Make you some biscuits and butter. Then take that leftover stuff and Make you a hot pocket out of whatever you had left over yesterday, whatever you cooked. What did y'all cook yesterday? Lolly. Okay, Carol. Good morning, Carol King. Good morning, Betty Fitzgerald. Good morning, Pamela Shirley. Good morning, Kia. I don't know how you say that. Love fried pies. Yes, you do need to do them. You surely do. You need to make you some fried pies. Rebecca says, have a great day, Rebecca Paget. I hope I do, darling, and I hope you do too. I hope we all have a great day today. It's all about great days. It's all about your outlook on life, your attitude, and putting things in God's hands. That's how a great day happens. If something happens, what's your attitude? That's the first thing you need to look at. What is your attitude about it? Is it a good attitude? Or are you looking at the situation and thinking, well, I'm going to be positive. I'm going to make the best of the situation. You know, nobody, they can do things to you, but you're in charge of how you respond. You're in charge of how you respond. Respond in anger, or responding in forgiveness, responding in accepting things. Those are all things you can do and you can change by your actions. This one's still a little soft. He's still a little soft. I've got on the sweatshirts. Somebody sent me, one of my followers sent me some long handles. And that's what I've got on. I've got on jeans with long handles under them. And this long handled shirt thing. And then I just put this other sweatshirty type thing over it. This is what I'm going to be wearing today. I've got a pair of Uggs on. They're red. I told Hannah, I said, I've been wearing these things every single day. She said, Mommy, you ought to order you some brown ones so they'll go with all your stuff. I said, I know it, but I hadn't learned how to order yet on the internet. I've never ordered anything because I don't know how. I get my grandchildren to do it for me. Or Hannah, she does it for me. And Anna, she's ordered me stuff before. So I admire all you people that are computer savvy and you know how to order and send back orders and do all that. I admire you to be able to know how to do that. I really am. Hey, Vanessa. Hey, Margarita. Jovo. Here's some South Carolina people coming in this morning. Are y'all still in the snow? I think you are. Y'all want to, I don't know how long y'all can stay with me. I'm going to turn my grease on and start getting it hot. I just did this the other day for you, I think. I can't keep up with it, y'all. I can't keep up with it. What did I have for supper last night? Let me think. I had some leftover collards, sauteed in onions. That's what I had for supper last night. For lunch, I made me some potato soup, and it was so good. For breakfast yesterday, I had 2 pieces of bacon, 2 eggs, and sourdough bread with butter on it, toasted in the oven. Now I didn't make the sourdough bread. I don't make it. I have made it before, and I've also made before branded fruit. That's really good. The jar that I had it in, and I started the fruit kind of when George and I married. You have to get a starter from somebody. Well, that's one thing. And then somebody gave me a starter. And you feed it every 2 weeks. And you put it in a pretty jar in your kitchen so you can see it because it's real colorful. It's got cherries, peaches, cherries, peaches, and pineapple. That's all that's in it. Cherries, peaches, and pineapple. All of them are canned. Canned peaches, canned cherries, canned pineapple. Without juice. And then you put that in there and you feed it every 2 weeks. And you feed it sugar. And 1 can of one of those. You feed it a cup of sugar and a can of one of them, like cherries or something like that. The next time you feed it in 2 weeks, you'll feed it pineapple. The next time you'll feed it peaches. So anyway, I had that jar, and it turns into brandy, and they call it brandied fruit. You can eat it over vanilla ice cream. Well, we rarely ate it because we rarely ate the ice cream, but we had it sitting in our kitchen. It looked so pretty with its little jar. You cannot close the lid tight because the thing has to breathe. You just have to kind of barely do it like you would any kind of something like that. and it lasted about, I don't know, 30, 35 years, something like that I fed that thing. We ate it occasionally. It was a big jar. One day I went in there and it was dark. The stuff in there was dark, and I think, what happened to my fruit? And I looked, and somebody that was here saw that the lid was loose, and God love them, they tightened it up where it would be on there right. But they killed the fermenting part, the brandy part. So I had to throw that whole jar away, which I had had all those years. All those years I had it, and I had to throw it away. And I've never had any since. So, any of y'all got branded fruit out there, or you got a starter? Anybody? Rosemary, have you got branded fruit? What are you making? I'm making fried apple pies out of leftover biscuit dough. Did somebody say it was 11 a.m. where they were coming from? Well, you must be on the other side of the world. Indiana's having snow. I bet y'all did. I got a lot of comments yesterday with people telling me about the snow and how cold it was. It's like a -degree. I would never survive with all you people that live in the north. I don't think I could manage it. The only way I could survive is to get on the couch and have you take care of me. Bring me some food. Bring me an electric blanket. Bring me a blanket to put on. Give me something hot to drink. You just have to take care of me like a baby. Because I don't think I could make it. I'm tough, but I'm not that tough. I admire the people who can take it, but I'm not one of them. I can take it for maybe 5 or 6 minutes, and I got to get back in the house. Anyway, I might get Hannah to order me some shoes, some of these Ugg boots, so I can have them. Have me another color, so I only got 1 pair, and they don't go with anything. This red, I wear them every day, whether they go with what I got on or not. I just put them on. That's what I do. It's not hot enough yet. It's moving, but I can tell it's not hot enough. It has to be hot. So take your leftovers from yesterday, your soup or your chicken and rice or whatever it is, drain it, mix you some cheese in there with it, and make y'all some Hot Pockets for lunch today. Would that be good? Don't you think it would? You got to cook something. You might as well cook that. Use your leftovers up. You can't go outside. So, anyway, I squashed all these apples up because the apple pie filling comes in they're wedges, and they don't do good. You have to kind of squish them up a little bit. I think this is my last one I gotta make. I think I made too many standing here talking to y'all. Well, somebody can have 2 of them. Okay. Cut that off like that. Well, I bought me a new washer and a dryer. I had to have it. I had to order it. I went down to the store and they had the dryer, but they didn't have the washer. So they've ordered it. And I guess they'll bring them both at the same time, whatever day that's going to be, when the washer gets in. Probably next week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I made 1 extra. And I've got this much dough left, which will make probably about 3 pies, but I'm not going to make it right now. Get my hands done off. Okay, let me go wash my hands so I can get prepared to fry them. And I'm going to turn on my oven. And the reason I'm going ahead and turn it on, I got to cook some sausage. And so, get this out. And I'm going to cook some sausage, and let me see what I was going to tell y'all. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. This is moving pretty good now. What you do is you drop a piece of dough in it. If the dough goes down and then pops immediately back up, that means your grease is hot enough. Let's try it. And it is. So come over here, we'll fry these pies. The reason I've turned my oven on is I am going to heat up the platter that it's going to go in. All right, so can you see okay? Is that good? You can see down in there. Like that, that good? That's the wiggiest can I've ever seen. All right, here we go. You lay your pie in it, gently, gently. My skillet will hold 3 pies. And you get my something to pull it out with. Something I wanted to talk to y'all about this morning is this. What time is it? I need to turn my grits on. I've already got them in the pot ready, and got the butter in there. And you want to get a is the price of eggs. I can't understand why the price of eggs are so high. Let me tell you something. I buy the one that's got the 18 in it because I use so many every morning. Like today, I'm going to use this whole thing, 18 of them, because I'm cooking for 9 people, and so I give everybody 2 eggs each. Sometimes I have a few left, but I want them to have plenty. So this one thing right here of eggs in the store here in Andalusia, Alabama, was $9, and I think it was over $9. It was $9 and like 58 cents, something like that. Crazy. They can't help it. They got to make some money. But somebody's, I don't know what's happening. See, that doesn't take long. You see that? Because the dough is so thin and we rolled it out so thin that it just doesn't take long. There's the one I put in to test it. All right, so let's cook another one. Seems like this pie is kind of big right here. I might just can cook 2. I don't know. I'll see. I think they're just cooked too in that one. That pie looked a little large, didn't it? Let's see what I was going to tell you. Anyway, my eggs are more expensive per person than my sausage are. My sausage, I get the big economy pack with a bunch of them in it so that I will have to buy once a week because I give them a bunch of smoked lick sausages. Well, I do that. So, anyway, I got to have it, so I buy it. Just salt our grits a little bit. You people that are in another country keep asking me what grits are. They're dried corn and ground up. And they're real good with butter on them or gravy on them or whatever like that. Do you reuse oil? What kind do you use? Yes, I reuse oil. And I clean it by letting it get cold and then draining the good oil off, putting the bad oil that's in the bottom that's got crumblies and stuff like that in the garbage can. And then you can fry potatoes in it, and it takes out a lot of stuff. But I use vegetable oil, and I know y'all are saying, Brenda, that's not good for you. Well, you cannot cook fried pies in olive oil, but I could use coconut oil, or I could use lard, which I may start doing. But that's what I do. And yes, I do save my grease. The only grease that I don't save, and I'm about ready to fry some more, is fish. If I do save my fish oil, because it makes it taste fishy, so I don't want to cook fried pies in fish oil. So sometimes I cool the oil and put it in the freezer so that when the next time I want to fry me some fish, I've got it. Good morning from Kentucky. Good morning, Brenda. You are an early riser. Have a wonderful day. I always am an early riser. But now I went to bed about 7:30, y'all. I wasn't up like you. I was not up. I was asleep. Well, those look good, don't they? You don't know. You can't even see them. There we go. I'm laying them on this paper towel to drain just a minute or two. So anyway, y'all, my plan for today is I'm going to try to work outside with those guys that are coming to help me cut some stuff to tell them what I won't cut. It's some low limbs that I did get out there on my camellias the other day and tried to trim some dead stuff out from amongst the limbs, and they look a lot better. It won't be long. This will be time to root our camellias. It's not quite time yet. We need it to be warmer. I'm going to make a glaze to go on top of my pies with powdered sugar and a little bit of water and stir it around. You can make it with milk. You can put vanilla in your glaze, but I just like the powdered sugar flavor. Do you have a ham and bean soup recipe? Well, I cooked the 15 bean soup, and that's got ham in it, or sausage, whichever one you want to cook. And yes, I do. And I can't think of which book I put that in. I believe it was, I kind of think it was the second one, but I'm not positive. I've written 3 books, and so I forget what recipe I put in what book. For those of you who are new that are following, the first book I wrote was, the name of it was, It's Gonna Be Good, y'all. And then the second book I wrote was, Linger at the Table, y'all, which is so very important. And then the last book I wrote was Live each little moment, y'all. And the reason I named it that is we are not guaranteed the next moment of life. We're not guaranteed that. So you have to, all right, I'm going to heat my platter up just a little bit because I'm going to put these in it. My oven's warm. Let me put that in there. I don't want to put my pies over coals. These grits are doing good. See how they're cooking and getting tender. I buy my big grits in a big bag. Yes, canola oil will work for frying. Yes, it will. How is everyone's weather? Hope you stay safe. Our weather down south is good. Andalusia, Alabama is on the bottom of the state. And so I'm right next to the Florida line. I'm within, I don't know, 30 miles of the Florida line, 35, something like that. The weather that we get that y'all don't want, you don't want it if you live in the north. And if you've never been through it, hey, it's scary. It's called hurricanes. And you will find yourself hiding under your dining room table. And there's nowhere to go or nothing you can do. You got to ride it out unless you leave town. And with those hurricanes, a lot of tornadoes are spawned. I'm doing two things at once. I'm taking up pies with this hand and stirring with that one. They are really dangerous. All right, let me move my grease. We can't leave that out. When your grits get to boiling this hard right here like that, you can turn it down. See how thick they're getting? Look. But I'm going to cook these a long time. I'm probably going to cook them 35 minutes at least. Because the longer you cook grits, the more tender they get. So, anyway. All right, let's see if you got any questions for me. I'm at a lull right now. All right, I think our platter's probably heated up enough. You don't want to get it hot. Just get it a little hot like that, okay? And I'm going to sit it right back here out of the way. And I'm going to make me some glaze to go with my pie in a minute. I'm going to pour it on it. And then I'm going to put them on that warm platter. And they'll be so good with their coffee. Do you have any diabetic recipes? Here's my advice on diabetes. Here's my advice. Eat the fruit, like oranges, apples, whatever. We try to stay away from bananas and grapes. They're really high sugar content. But eat your citrus fruits, eat your apples, and don't drink the juice. Don't drink orange juice or apple juice or grape juice because they're really high in sugar. Learn to drink black coffee. Eat whole foods. Eat some chicken and some steak and some pork and some cabbage and collards and peas. And I do make me a little cornbread. I'm not diabetic, but I eat cornbread. And you can too. You just can't eat it every single day. So if I was making a diabetic chicken recipe, I probably would do some kind of a grilled chicken in the oven maybe, or boil it and make me some chicken salad. Those are good recipes, and you eat all you want of that, can't you? And as far as sweets for diabetes, I'll have to look some up for you and kind of experiment with them. When do you start accepting reservations for 2026? In September of 2025. That's when I do it. September of 2025. We're all full up now. All right, that's looking good. All right, let me see if you got any more little things I need to answer real quick. It's 15 after 6 here. You go to, y'all are asking about the books. You go to BrendaGanttBook.com and you can order the last cookbook. Is it Cottle House in Andalusia, Alabama? Yes, it is. But it's C-O-T-T-L-E. Y'all got cuddle. Hey, it's coddle. Coddle. All right, this lady said to pray for her husband. He's got dementia at 56. Y'all, my husband had dementia. It's a terrible thing. And here's my advice to you, darling, that has a husband with dementia. Take care of yourself, your mental health, your spiritual health, and your physical health. Because you are the one that's got to be healthy so you can take care of him. If you let yourself go, both of you go down. So let me put some water in here, y'all. My grits will get just a little bit too thick. At the very end, I'm going to put in cheese in these grits, and I'm going to put some milk in it. But right now, I'm just trying to get them good and tender. You know. But anyway, in other words, to the people who have a husband with dementia or a wife, whatever, sometimes it's hard to take a bath because you can't leave them unattended sometimes. That's a situation. And you have to take your bath when somebody else is over there so you can get a bath, or you can put them in the bathroom with you and lock the door in there so they can't get out, so you can take a quick shower and you know that they're okay because they're in there with you. I did a lot of stuff. Another thing I did was, when George had it, is I got a baby monitor because it got to the point that I couldn't sleep with him anymore because he would stay up and do. So I got a baby monitor and I put it in the bedroom that was right next to his because that's where I slept, so I could hear during the night. And I had him in there where he couldn't get out because I didn't want anything happening to him. There's a lot of things you can do. I think there was a book that somebody gave me that I read a lot of it. I believe it was called a 32-hour day or something kind of like that. It means that it's all the time. You have to work with that person all the time. And it can get you down. And so you've got to pull yourself back up because you are the caretaker. Did you get your jars? You had something, cornmeal. Yes. Oh, yeah, that had the labels. Yes, I did. But I hadn't put them on it, but yes, I did get it. Yes, I have a YouTube station. I surely do. Now, you got to be careful on that YouTube station and make sure you find the real me. It's called Cooking with Brenda Gantt. And if you see on YouTube it says Cooking with Brenda Gantt, but there's another little bitty name right under it, that's a fake station. That is a fake station. One of them that's fake, it says Cooking with Brenda Gantt, Shepherding Outdoors, which is my son-in-law. But he didn't put that there. That's a fake. So you need to be careful what you're following. I've got about 135,000 followers on YouTube. But some of y'all are following the fake ones. So make sure when you see Cooking with Brenda Gantt, look under that and make sure there's no other name under it. Because if there's another name under it or something different, then it is not mine. Though anyway, y'all know. When you go there today, I'm not putting this on YouTube. This thing I'm doing right now, I'm not putting it on YouTube. I'm going to put something else on there. So if you see this on YouTube today, me frying these pies and doing this thing. That one is not supposed to be on there, so it's not me, and it is a fake. That's how you can tell. How can I make biscuits when I hate the feel of the flour on my hands? I guess you could stir it around with a spoon, but you're going to have to feel the flour on your hands. There's not, what are you afraid of? Put your hands down there in it. Make yourself do it. Make your biscuit, darling. Let's see. How long did George live with dementia? My mother-in-law lasted 3 years until we placed her in a home. About 4 years. And here's the reason. There are all kinds of dementia. Maybe 13 different kinds or more. It's a lot. But every single one of them are different. He had vascular dementia. Some people have Alzheimer's. That's a different kind. Some people have Lewy bodies. That's a different kind. Even, there's just all kinds. And some of them are really rare. I had a friend that her husband had dementia, and it was one that they've rarely heard of. But he had it at a young age. So when you say my husband's got dementia or my wife's got dementia, what kind have they got? All of them are different. All of them are different. George's dementia was one in that he never asked me the same thing twice. In other words, he didn't. You know how some of them, they'll ask you something, and then 2 seconds later they ask you the same thing, and 2 seconds later they're asking you the same thing. Well, his was not that kind. So, anyway, I got to go, y'all. I got work to do, and all like that. I got to make the biscuits and fry the eggs and the sausage I'm going to put in the oven. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and put them in right now. I need to. I've already got them ready. See there? Look at that. Doesn't that look good? I've got a little water in the bottom of my skillet, just a little. And that helps some steam in there also. I'm cooking them on 400 for about 35 minutes, and they'll be done. Y'all have a great day. What am I making? Joan says, what's she making? I'm making fried pies, grits, scrambled eggs, biscuits, smoked leg sausage, juice, coffee, and butter. That's what we're having for breakfast. Y'all have a great day, and get up. And what is vascular dementia? It is a type of dementia where you're not getting enough oxygen to your brain, so your brain dies. So George was a big snorer, and he didn't get the sleep apnea machine till it was too late. The dementia probably had already messed up some of his brain, and any kind of head injury. He played football, got a lot of concussions. That probably played a part, or that's what the doctor said. Any kind of head injury, falling when you're a baby on your head or something like that. So that's the kind he had. God bless y'all too. God bless y'all too. Love you. Bye-bye.